It's your boy King Ed the Great coming at y'all with another video. Be sure to subscribe to Off the Cuff Radio. So I finally took the time to watch the Vice Darkside of the Ring with Chris Benoit. And let me be the first to say, man, it is not for the weak at hearted. It is not for the weak at hearted, and it's possibly one of the most saddest things I ever watched. Because these guys that's doing the Vice series, let me just be the first to say, these guys have been knocking it out the ballpark. Season 1 was on point. This is became one of my favorite TV shows right now because you get to really see what really goes on behind the scenes. You get to really see the politics of what's going on behind these storylines, how a lot of these feuds have became personal, which were considered worked, and they were now personal. But in this one here, the Chris Benoit one, whew, heavy, man, because we get a really deep glimpse into Chris's career. What really touched me about this was when he hit his downward spiral when Eddie Guerrero died. And a lot of people would say that was probably where Benoit's downward spiral went. And I have to probably agree because him and Eddie, they was homies, man. Like, best friends. Imagine for 15 something years, these guys been on the road together. They've been on different territories. WCW, ECW, Mexico, Japan. They shared a lot of their personal issues with people, with things that they won't even tell. Imagine going through what they went through in the 90s. Because, wrestling, keep in mind, was a big man sport. And you had Guerrero and Benoit, they were basically vanilla midgets. So they had to overcome that. They had to overcome bad booking. They had to overcome being buried. And throughout all that, they were side by side. So, look at the video that you would see where Chris Benoit lost the title to Randy Orton. And you would see Eddie giving Chris encouragement, propping his friend up. That's something you will rarely see in this business because the wrestling business is a backstabbing, cutthroat business. So, when they was doing the reenactment of Eddie dying, and they showed Chris's reaction, and Chris just yelled over the phone, that's literally his soul leaving his body right there, man. And he clearly wasn't the same at all. Not justifying what he did, but it's a key slogan, it's a key part of why he became what he became. So then you get into detail with the other guy that wrote the book Ring of Hell, which was more detailing about Chris Benoit's career. Then you had Chavo, who happened to be involved with both of these scenarios. But the main sad part was his son. The bullying that his son had to go through. And it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault that his dad did what he supposed to did. But he caught the brunt of that. And Chris Jericho and Chavo, they've been holding him down. And one thing you say about Chris Jericho, he's a solid guy. He's a real solid guy in this business, from what I can tell. But then you get more detailed, graphic details of the murders, which I'm not going to really describe here because it's very disturbing. But there's one element that they forgot to mention. And I thought this was a coincidence itself. They should have look up this name here, y'all. Biff Wellington. Biff Wellington was Chris Benoit's tag team partner from back in the Canadian Stampede days. And he was found dead the same day as Chris Benoit and Nancy. And Daniel. Look that up. Like, what they should have also done, they should have added different elements to make people believe, could it been a frame? Did he really do it? I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that they should have added as well. Because if you look at a lot of the shoots that a lot of wrestlers did, you have some people that believe he didn't do it because it seems very out of character. But overall, the presentation was great. I'm looking forward to the new Jack one, which is going to be off the chain. So definitely check out the Chris Benoit Vice special. It's very good. So subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think. Holla.